Introducing the ultimate cognitive enhancement solution, BioMind. Today's video is exclusively brought to you by our sponsor, Attemt Herbals. Unlock your brain's full potential with a powerful blend of 9 meticulously selected plants and mushrooms, each backed by peer-reviewed research for their cognitive boosting benefits and safety. Attemt Herbals formula combines organic full-spectrum powders and potent standardized extracts, ensuring that you receive the optimal concentration of each ingredient's cognitive enhancing compound, carefully selecting the most desirable parts of each plant and mushroom to create a harmonious blend that supports your mental clarity and focus. But that's not all. They infuse each bottle with personal intention of improving the lives, the minds, and overall greatness of each of their customers. Because of their commitment to your well-being every step of the way, you're going to get an exclusive 25% off your order via www.attentherbals.com using our code TOTALDISCLOSURE at checkout. All the links will be in the description or on the screen. I was muted. All right, guys, welcome back to Total Disclosure. Literally, we just got done with the live stream. Go. We're jumping right back into it with my buddy, remote viewer, Mr. Josh Maitland. Josh, how you doing, buddy?
Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna kind of like start this thing where we go live, on a weekly basis and kind of talk about remote viewing, some of the stuff that's in the news, and that's, current events. And I think that's going to be really cool. We have some cool concepts that are ready that we're going to even try to experiment with tonight, which is you trying to remote view a target that I'm even blind on it. I had my girlfriend seal it, and I don't even know what's in the envelope. So it's double blind. We'll give you like probably 20 minutes. What would you say?
I should be able to get plenty, but in that amount of time, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll give you like 20 minutes to look at it. But the real reason we're here, I mean, not the real reason, but one of the main reasons we're here is because, I mean, honest to God, there was a terrible, terrible incident that happened. No matter what, listen, politics aside, like your political views aside, violence in that arena cannot be tolerated. Just plain and simple. But there are some eerie predictions that you've come across, I've come across, and I think they're even starting to permeate through TikTok and other social media sites. And it's very, very, very eerie. So, what do you have to say on the matter about this remote viewing prediction capability?
Remote viewing is great for predicting stuff. Like there's professional remote viewers that do this kind of stuff all the time. In particular, the future forecasting group, who's their stuff's getting a lot of attention right now because I think they've got 6 regular viewers, and I'm pretty sure all of them got this event in some form or another. Anywhere as far back as March, and some of them more closer to the event, like in July. What they do is predict the news every month, and like they nail it every time. Like they get stuff every month that's accurate, but it's remote viewing data is weird because it's different for every person that runs a given target. And three people can run the same target, and all of them are going to get completely different stuff because the way it works, it's like a hyper personal kind of process. It's you're diving into your own subconscious and asking it to retrieve information for you. So it's going to be colored by everything that makes up your subconscious. I've always likened it to musicians and how every bass player has kind of their own style of riffing and playing and plucking and whatever. But remote viewers are very similar in that way. It's people see remote viewing and think, oh, it's this crazy psychic thing, but and it is a psychic thing, but psychic things I think are maybe a bit less weird than people think. Like it's to me, it's just creativity that you're applying to do interesting stuff with. Like it's another use for your creative muscles. It just happens to be one that transcends space and time.
Right. And and the thing about remote viewing is, they say, like I said, or like they say, this is a ability everybody has. It's
Mhm.
whether or not you practice and use it, just like any other muscle, repetition, practice, working it out.
Yeah.
It's along those lines. But how could you be so precise in a prediction?
Well, just one quick correction. So everyone can do remote viewing, but not all psychic stuff is remote viewing. So remote viewing itself, just to have the definition remote viewing, there's a number of pretty specific things that you have to check off. So the first one is that you're blind to the target. And the second one, I think, really is just that you're doing some kind of protocol to retrieve the information. And I'm probably missing another one here, but generally speaking, if you're not using a specific remote viewing protocol, and there's lots of different ones, you've got some other kind of psi phenomenon that you're dealing with. So it's either maybe just regular clairvoyance or precognition or something like that.
Mm,
And remote viewing itself is kind of a misnomer. It's that's what the military program was called back in the day, but you're doing more than just viewing, and I think some beginners get hung up on that part, and they don't maybe get good visuals or something. I got a cousin who I've been talking to about this, and like he doesn't get visuals like just even in his own imagination, generally speaking. So he would have to focus more on the feelings and on you kind of go through in stage two of a remote viewing session using the traditional structure. You go through all your different senses and you kind of cue yourself on what do I smell at the target, what do I see at the target, what do I taste at the target, what do I hear at the target, and you kind of ask yourself each of those things, and then you take a breath and allow those senses to fill up with whatever and your subconscious is going to deliver to you about the target. Um,
so do you think
so
that
uh, the structure, I think, is what brings the precision, though. Structure and practice, and then there's other stuff that plays into it too. Like if it's all intention based. So if your intention is to view a target accurately, which is kind of like your baseline intention that you might set for a target, and you do your process and you get in a flow state and you don't get distracted by bullshit or whatever. There's all kinds of things that can distract you, even the data itself. It's entirely possible and easy even sometimes to misinterpret the data that you're getting. And the thing that's
absolutely?
kind of separates good remote viewers from great remote ability to trust that data stream and be accurate with it, because that in itself is a skill. Like if you try too
Obvious,
hard
yeah.
with remote viewing, you're going to screw it up. It's same with music. Like if I'm up on stage playing a show and like I see somebody getting in a fight in the back corner or something, and I get distracted by that, and I start thinking, like as soon as you start thinking, you're pooched, and you're gonna kind of flub some notes or whatever. But
Yeah, I would have to agree that, um,
short answer,
you know,
practice.
what in my mind, like even when I try to meditate, it's I find it very, 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 very hard to legitimately quiet my mind, like quiet it to a point where nothing is coming through. And I don't know if it's even possible, to be honest. But when in meditation, um, well, I mean, meditation is a big part of remote viewing. So, do you think that it's almost like channeling something from the ether, and that all points in space time are connected?
I think that's a big part of how it works. Is and sorry, you broke up there a bit, or maybe it was on my end. I don't know. But I think at the root of the way we connect to this information is this notion that everything is interconnected, like the Force from Star Wars. Like at some root level, everything is everything else, and because of that, you know, c- call it a quantum physics thing or whatever, like entanglement, but kind of, and there's lots of ancient wisdom that kind of speaks to this too, but um, the fact that everything is connected to each other, you can kind of connect through whatever that common thread is that you have with the rest of the universe and interpret the vibrations associated with it. Because not only is everything connected, everything is just a bunch of vibrating energy, and all of that energy has information associated with it. So, you know, the energy of this tuning fork, it has information that makes it look like and be a tuning fork. The time and gravity and everything else impact this information and turn it into all the different stuff that we see in 3D reality. But yeah, so it's
Right.
through consciousness you can connect to other consciousness. Let's say this energy that is everything is just consciousness expressing itself, which again is, I think, kind of the spiritual gist of it. But
Right.
yeah, I think it's as simple as that. Is you just, because you are connected to everything, you can connect to everything and retrieve information, read those vibrations, and then spit them back out, with a pen, or on a video like this, or on a guitar. It's like everything's connected and everything is energy, and creative people are sensitive to that energy and know how to manipulate it, and bring it from that kind of uh, non-physical space down into physical reality, through things like remote viewing or art or music.
Right. So,
But yeah,
how,
I see it as an art form.
so tell me about the stories that the multiple, you put out a post saying that multiple people had remote viewed some sort of version of the assassination attempt. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. So the probably again the most prominent example of this is probably the future forecasting group guys. I did a podcast with them, I think back in June, but I've been watching their stuff for years. Like they're some of the best in the game. Like when I talk about Rockstar Intuition, like those are the kind of people I'm talking about. Like people who are professional remote viewers who do this stuff day in and day out. And the fact that that exists should be enough for all the haters to kind of like just go away. Like there are people making a living doing this stuff. It's real. It's legit. And